Most preachers of Churches of Christ living and working in the rural areas are doing so under very pathetic conditions. Most of those preachers are barely living. For most of them, they are merely surviving. And it's a daily and a weekly and monthly and yearly struggle just to survive on the bare necessities of life, which is even lacking for most of them. And so it is not an encouraging spectacle to behold. I have traveled throughout this country, to every region and every corner of Ghana, and I've seen that preachers of Churches of Christ living in the rural areas are really struggling just to survive. And they are living below the poverty level. And most of them are discouraged, and sadly, they seem to have no hope or nowhere to turn. This situation has arisen mainly because the care and support of preachers have been left to individual congregations that do not have the means to care adequately for their ministers. And so these congregations are poor, their giving or contribution levels are very low, and therefore even if they were to give 100% of their collection to the care of preachers, it will still be woefully inadequate. And we live in a situation where they are giving only a small percentage of their income to their preachers, and that is making the preachers really struggle to survive. There is no cooperation among Churches of Christ when it comes to preacher support. There is cooperation in many other areas of church work and ministry, but there's hardly any cooperation when it comes to preacher support. And that is why, after over 50 years of the existence of Churches of Christ in Ghana, many rural preachers are struggling and living in abject poverty. Should this situation continue, the future, as far as ministry is concerned, does not look very promising. In the first place, the younger generation, the future leaders of the church, are not interested in going into ministry. They have seen their preachers live faithfully, preach faithfully, minister faithfully, and yet live in abject poverty. It's becoming more and more difficult to get people to attend schools of preaching. And if this trend should continue, in the coming future, it will be difficult to get full-time ministers to solve the problem of preachers living in poverty. There is the need for cooperation. There is the need for churches, for congregations, for individual members to come together and support the welfare of preachers. And so the Rescue Ghana mission concept of raising support to care for preachers is a very laudable one. It is going to help in church cooperation. It is going to help to care for God's people. It is going to help get preachers out of poverty. So it's a very laudable and a welcome idea. And it's an idea that I would encourage all members and all congregations to rally around to support, because this is what church cooperation is about.
It's against this background that Rescue Ghana Mission was formed to create a sustainable and accountable welfare support fund for rural preachers nationwide and to promote evangelism.
If you are touched by this story, we encourage you to donate to support this noble initiative to improve the lives of rural preachers.
No amount is too small. Arise and let us build.
Rescue Ghana Mission.
Caring for preachers, advancing the gospel.
Visit our website and Facebook pages for more information.